For more content like this, log on to GibboPresents.com.
Welcome back to the Big Sound Snowhite in a part 2 for Gibbo and the Snowhite Sound Dubplate History Mix, along with Fadda Natty, the only original member of the sound to be with us for the entire history, 23 years in the making, 21 as a sound system, and that is a sound that actually had a sound. Many people think we're just some, run-of-the-mill DJs that just come out and bring our, portable hard drive, but big up Venom Sound for having a wicked sound. But Snowhite used to bring, I forget how many thousands of watts of power, but it was in the 5,000 plus range, easy. Big up Smiley wherever you did, because we had a badass sound system, for many, many years, at least 12, 13 years. Our system was to be reckoned with. And big up Mikey Technician wherever you did. So, but anyway, let's get right into the mixing, and a song I wanted to get for many, many years. And this was at Ja Freedom Studio before he went back to Negril and started his own sound recording studio down there. And this was in Philadelphia with the legendary Wayne Smith and the classic Under Me Slang Tang in a Killing Style.
Hey yo, what up? The ganja man sound like Snowhite, you see? Look at man like that to Mr. Kool, Smiley, Stephen, the governor. I hear Mr. Smith. Straight thing for the ganja man them now.
Wayne and brain, Snowhite, Wayne and brain, smoking ganja again. Wayne now, young man's in cushion things, in slang thing. Just run the trap man, cause we been seeing our ganja man wise.
Hey yo, what up? What up?
Wayne and brain, Snowhite, Wayne and brain, killing sounds again. Way low. Under the killing thing, them under the killing thing, under the killing thing, them under the under the slang thing, we under the slang thing, under the slang thing, we under Snowhite, Wayne.
So rest in peace, Wayne Smith. But this was another great session at Ja Freedom's. A whole different era, though. This was about in the mid-'90s when Anthony B just burst onto the scene, and we were going up against LP in the bingo hall. And big up Lee Major as he was coming off Earth Ruler, and he thought he was going to test us one night. And big up Steve, because we voiced this tune from Anthony B that day. And run it, Mr. Kool.
Hey, ooh. Mama, my lad. Mama, my lad. Snowhite, tell them say nothing can run, nothing can hide, nothing can escape. Snowhite at work, nothing can run, nothing can hide, nothing can escape. I do I sleep, I be awake. Nothing can run, nothing can hide, nothing can escape. Snowhite, hey, no sound can run, can hide, none of them can escape. Snowhite, we think say, oh, we go say them marginal. I'll be young with them, go sell out the public hospital. Them no care about the economy.
So, after hanging out with Anthony B, we had a great session. Voiced many tunes. Kane. The first meeting ever with the killer. Everybody knows his Bounty. 1994, Don One Studio. 23-year-old white guy, carrying a lot of money, scared out of my mind. But the found Bounty, and these tunes are legendary because Bounty sound only like Bounty when these tunes were played. Sound like a dead.
Splendid. Snowhite, the magazine extended. These are jokes who don't get it. We got a murder, get it. You hear
You hear what the man said? You hear what the man said? No. The man said Chuck Fender. This is 1994, people. Remember that. This is Don One Studio. Chuck Fender,
None of my shit.
Richie Spike.
Well, this is the big bad mighty Snowhite. And them should know. So look up on
Chappie Ranks.
None of my shit.
People don't even know Chappie Ranks. That's Chesadek. Look it up, people. $50 artists.
What's the thing?
Mahat.
Snowhite, the magazine extended.
They all sung gun tunes. They claimed to be Rastas. They were all gunmen.
So boy, you're dead. Tell them not to be no argument. Kill me off the kill. Me gonna take statement. So never dead. Hey, not to be no argument. Kill me off the kill. Cause no white don't take statement. Hey, that man from long time who is experienced. Man of people and wrong. I don't jump over them. Tell it them. Send them back and live with all them parents. Here me come to live in a house. Me stand me own next bench. Like a Vietnam soldier. Me sleep in nothing. Run for murder and kill.
So, after you voice Bounty, of course, you can't go wrong when you voice Bounty. But you can't go wrong when you voice this next artist. Because at the same, a little different period, I met Bounty, this artist at the same time. But I also have been voicing this artist forever. And this took place at the greatest clash, arguably, in the history of New Jersey, of course. I think we talked about this in part 1, but it's that great that we have to reiterate it again. And this was Snowhite versus Little Rock. And at the time, this was the hottest tune out. And this is by The Doctor.
Please come and music and sound like Snowhite and the 7 Dwarf International sound, you know, great sound, because all of you them read about sound, and so me I say 4 sound if belong things, so me I say mother and father and grandfather and grandmother know about sound still, so me I say big up who forget big up and large up who forget large up, and when a large up sound boy pack up rhythm car, man a fuck dust, so me I say, and I chat thing, oh Lord, Snowhite a champion sound. What you know road boy? You never know where I go. Where God? Where God? When you see the fire burn, I work it up work. Fire burn, I blow up your mansion. Fire burn, we better learn. And everything on yes, no fire burn. Fire burn, I work it up work. Fire burn, I blow up your mansion. Fire burn, we better learn. And everything down. You just up in your late here. I'm putting on your first static as a tight pipe. When you come out, you're a Rasta man. Go no more. You feel like you want it.
Love. So, this next artist, one of my favorite artists who we've worked with so many times, and this time we were working with him at Jaw Freedom Studio as usual, and he gave us this masterpiece for the Little Rock Clash.
Anytime Babycham in that sound, man. I want some sound boy I pack up and go. Some boys who I come to murder you. We must kill us, you have one turn of you. Oh, you wicked and nobody never heard of you, pow, pow. Question, of which gun and which guns no white bus, you man. Smiley gun no bus. And this gun just come not in glad it was done from with. We take this whole close. Of which gun and which guns no white bus, you man. New York gun no bus. And this gun just comes no white glad it was done from with. We take your so close. Don't jump and get on over that you gun near me. Why true steel best can't do not a theme. So them a gun runner. I 18 we give from the missions that run we country. When I run from police, now the boys in a green. Man a bad man, me not scared that side weed.
So we were really running hot at that Little Rock Clash at this point. And which can be found on YouTube, by the way. A little plug, Gibbo. Always plugging. And called Henry because he was our connect when it came to Gargamel. And I said, I need a Gargamel for this Little Rock Clash. So Henry came up with this from Gargamel for us.
Snowhite song. Snowhite is red, red, red. Now get it, Snowhite red, red, red. I guess I'm to take a vibe, I guess I'm to feel it, what's in your head? We will not keep it on a cover, we'll keep it on a shell. Let it keep them in the public, as a big make we bring now. Who said it easy and don't dance and dance it down in all. It is really an apple, come at all. And Sunday you put to be vice and all. Snowhite sound around the dance hall. And I will be stand up in Benji Vice dance hall. Red, 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 and get you red and red, red, red.
So, let me just say something. You don't see clash like that anymore in New Jersey, where two sounds string up. Two. Little Rock had their own sound. Snow White had their own sound. There was one way in that club and no other way out. Trust me. It was not safe. You know, so. But it was great. East Orange.
Big up St. John Hall.
St. John Hall.
You know what I mean?
Big up everybody. Diamond Movement. Tall Man.
Yeah.
Big 'em up. Trust me. Big up Hata Vibes. Big 'em up. Shot That. Marley Banton. Fatal Attraction. Victor Ranks. Oh, come on. How can you not big up Victor Ranks? Audio Sonic. Yeah. All them guys. So, anyway, we pull up this tune, and this session now, we'll move up, we jump ahead 3 years. 3 years, yes. 2002, and this is me and Kool's second or third trip to Jamaica? Third trip to Jamaica together, and we were down there for a little tour. And this tour was really to, of course, continue to spread the Snow White name ever further. And we were really on the cusp. And, Kool, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I felt it. We were on the cusp of greatness as a sound system. We had the sound. We had the dubs. We were clashing all the big sounds. We were getting the dates. We were clashing freaking Ricky, Trooper, Intralani. Come on.
D-side.
D-side. Big up D-side.
Jack Creation was on that bill.
Yes, Jack Creation. Big up Mobay people.
Yeah.
Big up St. Thomas people. Clarendon, Manchester. Anywhere you dare. Come on, Portmore, Kingston 11, Kingston 7.
Waterford.
Yeah. Come on. What do you talk about? So, big up Anchor, because big up Music Works, big up Gussie, because this is where this session took place. This next set of tunes, Luciana, Babycham, Tristan Palmer, Sugar Minot,
the list goes on.
You know,
the list goes on.
Baby Wayne, Jimmy Briley, Elephant Man. I mean, so many artists were on this session. It was absurd. Toots, you know, what? I can't get into it. It was just ridiculous. It was a session of all sessions. And this particular tune, Mass Luciana, give me something special. Give me something from your heart that, number one, you're not going to remember. Number two,
no other sound can play.
No other sound can play. And it must be a weed tune. Because Snow White gets a weed tune from every single artist. Play it, Mr. Kool.
Give me one more, because I did cut you by. Snow White is playing and I feel so right. One more, one more, please, and I'll take Mr. Kool. Alright, Smiley Governor. And I know when I was the governor for 1 year, I'll legalize our right every year. Give me one more, because I did cut you by.
Stop it!
Give me one
Stop it!
because I did cut you by.
Big up Smiley. Anywhere you at, trust me, Governor.
One more, please, and I'll take Mr. Kool.
Big up
Smiley Governor. And I know when I was the governor for 1 year, I'll legalize our right every year. Give me one more, because I did cut you by. Snow White is saying alright, and I read a bit of vibes tonight. Tell me why they give the girl the fight. But Jah says it's alright. Give the Rasta man a good side. Make you feel the herb. It's good for your meditation. Free of the herb. To keep you from the heating of the nation. Free of the herb.
After you free it up, Luciana said, I'll free it up and give you a medley. a medley like this.
The fight is a gully we come with the crack and I come with cocaine. Let's try to kill the breed. But if you love it, so feed of wisdom. And it was found on the feet of Solomon. We put no black man, we stand up strong and escalate the conservation and free up the earth. But it's good for the meditation and free up the earth. It's healing and the healing of the nation. Free up the earth. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Stand in the ways of sinners. The seed that in the seed of the strong. Slow as the play, slow as the play, slow as the play. We play another punchline. Oh, Almighty said and divine. We play another bassline. Yes, no white, just you sounding so fine. Play another punchline. Oh, Almighty said and divine. We play another bassline. And make we blow a little song for mine. Look at the crowd, how they're dancing in the Lord. Look at them at one. When they hear this, a Snowhite turn on. Even when you're feeling low and you don't know where to go, Snowhite just stop show. We're gonna show you how the dance on go. We play another punchline. Oh, Almighty Savior divine. We play another.
So that same session, as I mentioned, our go-to artist, Babycham.
So much time to play the Snowhite, but they got an only about oh, what a shame. And so much time to play the Snowhite, but they got an only about personal gain.
And now our go-to artist. What a session this was. Babycham.
Me up a real slow one to hold the beat. I them a make the dance all proud. Where Cham said,
we play the Babycham like no other.
We walk in a party man crowd. Where Cham said, me up a real slow one to hold the beat. I them a make the reggae music proud. Where Cham said, run a fire, run a bull, run a beat. We walk in a party man crowd. The big girls are rich, the rich are get rich. Nothing are gone.
Snowhite never play one Babycham by itself. Never.
It's so cool.
Same session. Babycham. The Kill Trooper.
Some MCs and some Trump and Waller. Some rascal rats splitter. Can't find up fees to pay entertainer. So them people we ya. Gunshot we keep fast and left them for supper. Them go to war when we come to get tougher. Talk life I get tougher. The teacher get tougher. Snowhite when we got in the run upper.
This session was mixed down by the famous scientist. You got to big up the scientist because he came up with this combination for us. Combination musical heaven.
It's a form of enjoyment. No matter fighting at the dance, the dance, the dance. Snowhite just a play. A Snowhite just a play. No matter fighting at the dance, the dance, the dance. We come for enjoy, we say. We come for enjoy, we say. If you see a sound boy searching for old dogs, hey, no matter feel no way, hey. A Snowhite just a play. You Just me say some sounds in my outlaw. Till them go eat up in a Snowhite claw. Just me say some sounds in my outlaw. Till them go end up in a Snowhite claw.
Pull it up. No one play La Luciana. So, once again, the same session. When you have a piece of musical heaven, once again, you don't do it just once. You have to do it twice. Same session. What a session this was with this group of artists. Luciana and Tristan Palmer, and Snowhite's artist, our favorite singer at the time, and still is. We call Luciana up anytime we need a song. Says, Snowhite, I'll do anything for you. You don't have the money? But no problem. But he takes care of us. Luciana, Tristan Palmer.
Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I do.
Listen to the rhythm, folks. Mr. Brown. The Bob Marley rhythm.
Some boy with a big chat, big chat, big chat, big chat, big chat, big chat. Never gonna break our heart. Oh no, oh. Some boy with a big chat, big chat, big chat, big chat, big chat, big chat. Snow White will take you apart. Oh yeah, oh. We're running out your mouth from east, west to north and south, talking about you, love. I'm dead, and you know that Snow White is the cooler. Yes, me friend, me good friend, my good friend. Yeah, street again. I say yes, me friend, me good friend. Snow White, yeah, street again. So you with your big chat.
So, I've been voicing on the Mr. Brown rhythm for years. This is one of my all-time favorite rhythms, the Bob Marley, Mr. Brown. So, once again, I broke up with Sugar, why not? This time with my wife, of all people, Daphne. And we saw the One-Tooth Wonder Sugar. And he voiced this classic for Snow. With Screechy Joe.
Snow White star. Big bad song on top. Alright. Can you get some? It's no trouble. You run it wherever you go. Every time. Snow White, you want to rule yourself. Big bad song on top. It's that time. For real. Alright. Contest, you know they're calling me the second. That's why we are the big bad sound man from way back when. If I sound for them, then listen, make him dead then. Through it, killing sound from a very long time. Jump on
So, this next sound, only is it one of the biggest dubs you'll ever find anywhere in the world. You can't get it anymore. It was one of our biggest victories ever. This is when we killed the big, bad, pink panther. Doesn't matter that he can't kill anybody anymore. This is when he was known as a killer. This was against Black Cat at the bank in Plainfield. Dennis Brown.
Snow White. It's just the right with a smile on your face. Yes, you put the sound down, Snow White. Don't be like the light in the sky. Snow White should be the latest to your heart. How about you dance for Snow White, laugh, come on and dance for Snow White, come on and dance for Snow White, dance for Snow White.
Where Willie Williams?
Cause I love the song when you dance on tonight. I love the song when you dance on tonight.
So, not only is this next song only one of the biggest Snow White anthems in the box, once again, this is when Bounty sounded like Bounty Killer. This song has been killing sound since 1994, all the way up to 2015, as evidence as 2 weeks ago when it killed DJ JFX. This song is by none other than Bounty Killer, gotten by my friend Steve Too Tough in a hotel room with Boom Dynamite in New York City. One of the heaviest dub plates on the heaviest rhythm in Sound Clash, The Sick.
None of mercy, this is none other than the mighty Snow White. None of mercy, me gon' get aggressive at night. None of mercy, just gotta become like too tough. None of mercy, and a man called Stephen, some guy trying to be heathen. None of mercy, when a motherfucking track man from 90s, man from New York. None of mercy, man from Bush. None of mercy, man from Bushwick, man from Flatbush. None of mercy, what's the thing? Man from New Jersey, man, I Cersei. Me not kill every damn thirsty. Mr. Chuck, war, I know time for...
When people hear that song, that way, they know Snow White sound. Trust me. People have been hearing that dub for 21 years. That way, and that way only.
None of mercy, this is none other than the mighty Snow White. None of mercy, me gon' get...
They see this crazy white dude jumping up and down. That's what they see when they hear this song.
Some guy trying to be heathen. None of mercy. When the motherfucking track man from 90s, man from New York. None of mercy. Man from Bush. None of mercy. Man from Bush. Man from Flatbush. None of mercy. What's the thing? Man from New Jersey, man, I Cersei. Me not kill every damn thirsty. Mr. Chuck, war, I know type of thing the boy preaching. Not tell I'm preaching.
Love. As I said, when you get one dub from an artist, you gotta get two. You gotta get 4, 5, 6, 7. When people hear war, they hear this.
Let's go, right, sir. Them up in your wind, them know them should not try. Let me know every door, but mercy. Once again, the big bad boy is Snow White. None of mercy, some guy is not no tight. None of mercy, the boy is trying to look.
Big up Steve, Too Tough. You're large.
Just gotta become like Steven. None of mercy, the man called Too Tough. None of mercy, so wicked and rough and dangerous. When the motherfucking track man from New Jersey.
Big up Rick. Anybody did that?
None of mercy, we pretend man baby.
You're the Don of all Dons.
Man Shelby, none of mercy. Just gotta become like Problem David, Brad on the mind. Hurry Fadda, none of mercy. Elephant Man, fresh fruit. Let's go, right, sir. Them up in your wind, them know them should not try. Now give me no hex, you're gonna take hard about it. Oh, yes, gotta go into the hole. See, let's just say no more than somebody's going for more. Oh, it's missing.
So this next tune, thought I was going up to voice Johnny Osborne, Buddy Bye, and such, you know, all the classics from Johnny, which we, of course, you know, we'd have all. But the bonus was I got to see Conroy Smith for $50. Of course, because he was bugging me. You know, he's one of those Don One artists. Classic. Kool. Great artist. But wasn't going up to voice Conroy Smith. But I got him off my back and got a Snow White anthem. Big up Moody. Big up Miss Moody. Rest in peace.
Snow White, he's dangerous. Yeah, he's so dangerous. Yeah, you got not to put this just. Yeah.
Low. So, of course, I voiced Conroy Smith. The next youth was on my case. Chronic's father back in the day. 1994, 95, 96, whenever it was. So, I voiced Conroy Smith same day, got one of my all-time anthemic tunes in the box that day. Chronicle. Been playing it forever. Kill enough sounds with this. Sorry I can't name them all for you, Gibbo. Just too many.
In the name of the Lord, no white, no king. Indeed, a something that can read. In the name of the Lord, no white, no king.
Low. So this next story is a classic story. John Freedom Studio, my brethren from Philly, great man. Used to hustle a lot with him. Had the studio in Philly, greatest alternative ever to Don One Studio because every session was private there. And Used to be able to go and get my picture taken, hang out, just cool out with these artists, burn enough weed. It was a great vibe. This day, I thought I was going to meet Ken Boothe. So I had just enough money to get some Ken Boothe to him. I go there, I show up. It's Ken Boothe, Leroy Siblis, and John Holt. I can't believe it. I said, what am I going to do, John Freedom? I can't just get Ken Boothe. He said, Natty, you're screwed. He said, oh, come on. I said, I got a little weed. He said, well, blow smoke away. So I did. That didn't do anything. So he loaned me a little money. Was able to squeeze Ken Boothe and John Holt. But no combinations. Unbelievable. Run the tune from Ken Boothe.
This is Ken Boothe for Snowhite. Natty! Hold tight! Yes. Hold tight. Yes. Oh, Snowhite is the #1 sound. Snowhite. When we kill a sound, we kill them forever. 'Cause we'll never ever play that sound again. When we kill a sound, we
played that song against Jaro and we really messed them up in the clash. Next song was that same session with John Holt.
Snowhite, Rosa, Natty, them boy that can't talk to it, Smiley. Some boy see the rascal last smile but to gun ever vile. Anyway, red man, anything can't to big fat a dead man. Channel, talk to them. Foundation artists and foundation.
Yes, you know, so when foundation people come, things wicked and wild. Snowhite are the wickedest son of the world. And I man John would say so, I'm gonna take back that.
Big man, so
Natty, Smiley and red man are run things.
Snowhite,
in a terrible form, Snowhite will kill you in a mystic form. We come to murder you. Snowhite will make you wanna cry. Hurt yourself, make you wanna die. Be careful, be careful. Snowhite gonna murder you like a thief in the night.
So, wicked tune by John Holt. Rest in peace. So this next song was specifically cut for the big clash against Jaro after playing them a couple times against Travelers. The war was set against Big Bad Jaro. And we got this specially for them. And this came in Dub for Dub.
Talk about who's on it.
And it's Jimmy London, Dennis Walks, Idle Candle, and Mad Cobra for the hard way. And we had played the Ken Boothe earlier, which stunned them. And then we played this, and they had to pull the hardware, the Ini Kamosi and the tenor saw. And Freddie was confused that night. And it really looked like a draw. He played a 45 in a clash where there was no dub 45s allowed. So, you tell me. Play it cool.
Well, this is Fire with a 4-way. It's like a tidal wave with Icho Candy and Cabra, Jimmy Landon. Dennis Walk. It's the blessing and it's a lesson.
Gunshot, some boy get for less. No, never know this. Run that back.
This is a Snowhite sound. This is a Snowhite sound. This is a Snowhite sound. The Snowhite just killed Jaro sounds, and his dubs and cost 80 cents. No hat, no good, no fouls. I ain't got no cigarette, but I got 2 hours of slaughtering sound. I got many DB and sound to go. This is a ruling sound. This is a Snowhite sound.
This is the way Snowhite killed Jaro. This is the way Snowhite killed Jaro. This is the way Snowhite killed Jaro. Oh yeah. This is the way Snowhite killed Jaro. Hey, broken hearted sound. Once you were music's bride.
some joy. But now you keep on knowing me. Yo, me now wait around stop, brother. When me ask you how to fight,
Here I are.
hear me? When you think a little gun, Snow White say don't pan. Well, respect Batman from all direction. When you think a little gun, Snow White say don't pan. Respect Batman from
Same
all
clash.
direction.
We had to get some heavyweight singers. And at the time, this was one of the hottest songs out from Beres Hammond.
Now this is the Snowhite International scene, and I want to big up man like Natty, Smiley, and the man Kool scene. All the New Jersey man Smith, Cancer Bar.
Oh, yeah. Come and say, some sound wise and tread to be, but what's to be is gotta be. Well,
Once again, once you get one from one artist, you have to get two. But this time, this was a combination I've been looking for 10, 15 years. And it's with Beres and my favorite all-time chanter, talker, whatever you want to call him, DJ, U-Roy, on the rhythm.
Wait the town and tell the people. Mountain musical song called Snow White coming your way. The man called Natty, Smiley, Mr. Kool, and Light of the Face. No disgraces, I'm with the same man called Beenie Man. The man called Barisan, I got a voice saying it. Yes, walk on by.
someone you never will understand this. The way this a dance around. There is no hope, no chance, no escape for idiot sound.
This is on the white that is number one sound. I mean, this is how we to make you jump up and down. Now the man called that boy, you miss a Beres Hammond. Now make it true, any sound right down. Sound boy, putting up resistance. And you know we gonna mash you down, yo. You putting up resistance. Sound boy, you know we gonna kill you, sound. Yo.
Well, another artist I've been trying to get for a good decade or two, and we had been working with Marcia Griffiths and Cuddy Ranks very closely, and Henry said, you know, I can get you Bob Andy anytime. So I said, really? Bob Andy? Are you freaking kidding me? I said, I need Bob Andy. So had Bob Andy on the phone. I said, Bob, I need a wicked tune for this clash I got coming up against King Fargo. Big up King Fargo. And he voiced this tune for me.
Bob Andy is showing you the way to Snow White sound, the king of all sound. Mr. Kool, Fadda Natty, Messiah, Hothead Adam, nobody turn like Saddam. Look up on yourself. Bob Andy says so.
Someone's resistance is getting weaker. They can't take the pressure. They're getting weaker and weaker. Snow White is piling on the pressure. Nothing to kill that sound. He is the number one. He deserves the right to be the king of all sound. Yeah. Snow White's making such a state. Snow White just makes them sick. Them baby sound wise right today. Snow White has all the tricks he needs. Nothing to kill that sound. He's the number one. He deserves the right to be the king of all.
So this will be one of the last dubs we play today on part 2, Snowhite Dubplate History. It's been a pleasure to do this for you. And this dub epitomizes the whole history of the sound. It takes all the pieces of the different sound that people have been using against us in clashes over the years. From me being a white guy, to Kool being a nurse, to the different places we come from, the different towns, us using coke, all different things. You name it. This song is called The Snow White Definition, and it's by none other by Ashanti Reed, otherwise known as Mad Spider, otherwise known as Tarantula, otherwise known as the greatest freestyler in dancehall music today. our rhythm, the Arise and Shine.
Original Snowhite. Mad spider this. Kill some son boy out of spite. That one that him. It's a fair and the pussy when we think of coke. We are chat about when we say Snowhite. It's a cool of a gun when make a boy feel to black. Anyhow the pussy try get bright. When that turn on, it make you think at 12 noon when I really midnight. Everybody freeze whenever the gun flash. That's why we call it a strobe light. Torrented. That's Snowhite, you roll with couple dwarf. One name Uzi, the next one name Desi. Have a little black we have a rascal kick when it a shoot. That dwarf they will call Messi. Them try to style me so cool as a nurse. Because him wear a white suit when him a drive the earth. A surgical mask when him ganga masha works. Before him kill people, he put on him gloves first. Think of you alone with teeth in a jersey. Them man ya even thief life. Couldn't even tell you how much gunshot you would that get if you try this a man a Somerset. Or even plain feel when the guns when them walk with make a blue steel. Or East Orange when copper make boy skin peel. A boy with dead quick. If you ever this a wrong click round a New Brunswick. Have some unsolved killing Wallen and Pluto Shervins and down in a Irving's and go and take the gangster them in a Newark them a play. Left your right on the Garden State Parkway. No even mention Pattis or even Camden. Down the sun next to Philly. Anyway, I New Jersey, I pussy this Snowhite. Best believe we're gonna kill it. Kill it.
Yes, we're gonna kill it. So this last tune, we'll hook up over at Jah Freedoms with the great Bushman. One of the coolest dubplate artists you'll ever meet. We had a great session. Pure vibes. Want to big up all the multi-race crew. Big up Dan Ritter on this one. Big up all my Pinkney, Joshua, Hot at Adam. Big up Kool's Pinkney, Messiah. Big up Cheryl. Big up Daphne. Big up everybody.
Big up Camilla.
Big up Camilla. Big up all the crew. Big up all the European sounds. Magash. Sentinel. Ishins. Warrior sound. Wicked sound warrior. Big up King Ramsey. Big up Fargo. Big up Tech 9. Big up Spectrum. Earth Ruler. King at Ease. Mad Squad. LP International. Poison Dart, Mad Bernard, everybody, wherever you're there, DJ Effects, want to big up everybody out there, all right? This is Snowhite Sound, and this is the Bushman, and Kool has a thing to say.
Yeah, man, big up the whole of New Jersey, you understand me? Big up the whole of the whole world, a matter of fact, but when you say Snowhite Sound, you have to say New Jersey, so you have to big up the whole of New Jersey. You see, just like we tell Mad Spider for big up who for big up, you understand? So I know the lyrics and I know the town and the place them, you understand? So big up the whole of New Jersey sound them. Culture Blend, King Shine, Twin Tower, Liquor Rock, Champion Movement, Firefox. Just name a few, you understand me? Atta Vibe. Just big up the whole of the New Jersey sound and just continue doing what I do. Big up Super League, a Young Sound, Eternal Flames, High Alert. Enough sound they want for big up, you understand? So, you don't know everything good. And Gibbo, big up yourself, mad respect. But not lie. For you for link with and say, yo, you want this done, you don't know, say it's an honor. See, so Gibbo, big up yourself each and every time. Bless, Snowhite family, Mr. Kool, Fadda, Natty.
Yes, I Gibbo, absolutely. Without you, these works couldn't be done. Snowhite have to move ever forward, never backward. And this last song going to be Bushman.
The big bad Snowhite sound, with man like Natty Smiley Kool, man like Copper D, No go on and watch no face, cause you don't know. We right now, we just put out some sound boy with them weak heart and them weak thoughts, And from the mind corrupted, we just make them know so watch that. I have to leave out I dance all tonight. Rule on, baby. fire upon a weak sound. And then free talk, we don't never get me down. And they try to use I and abuse I. We leave them with a frown. Snow White and put a fire upon a weak sound. And then free talk, we don't never get me down. They try to use I and abuse I. Leave them with a frown. They don't for so long in a condition, and they could not get away. Go they down away, and in the life and stay. Now the words to stop them in their face. Oh yes, then on them cook can go to when comes. So I know I got
yes. Once again, we thank you for taking in Snow White's Dubplate history. 21 years as a sound, 23 years as a dubplate cutter and clash in the business. Thanks again, Gibbo. We hope to do this again sometime in the future.
Gibbo presents